Today we're talking about the Raid fly sticks. Super simple, but this simple piece of adhesive outcatches so many gadgets that we see for flies. We're going to show you how it works, where to place it, what it catches, and what not to do. Excellent little device for getting rid of flies. Stay tuned. So what's in the box? We have 2 fly sticks. Let's take a look. So there's 2 of these. Pretty simple. You have this little hanger on the top. You can hook this on anything. We generally would find a spot where you can put a zip tie it up and hang it. And then you've got this section here, which is full of a non-drying adhesive. And you want to make sure you put these out of general travel path because it's sticky, really sticky. As you can see, that's what the flies get stuck to, and it does not dry, and it is a pain to get things off of it if it's unintended. So with these sticks, although they're extremely simple to use, you do need to be strategic because the Raid fly stick is simply a behavioral trap. And what that means is you have to have it in an area where flies are going to be naturally, and as they pass through, they're going to get stuck to it. There's nothing that's going to attract them in. So what you want to do is make sure you find the areas or where you have the flies that you want to catch, put them up, and they simply get stuck. There's no chemical, there's no attractants, there's no scent, so there's no problem with these being around, but they are effective. So let's be honest and talk about what flies we're going to catch with our Raid fly stick. And the main flies it's going to get are house flies, cluster flies, and blowflies. These are generally the larger ones that you hear and see buzzing around, landing on surfaces, flying on windows. And the reason for that is they can be sluggish flyers. They're going to always be attracted to the light. So a well-placed stick is going to pick a ton of them up easily. Larger surface area, they get stuck and you're going to nail them. Where it's not great are those smaller flies, fungus gnats and fruit flies. They're not generally going to be great at getting rid of those. If you are interested in getting rid of fruit flies, we have a ton of other helpful videos on how to build fruit fly traps, how to get rid of them, why they're there. Check them out. That will be your best bet. In addition to the well-placed fly stick, if you want to have a little bit of an edge, and it does state this on the box as well because you always have to follow the directions, because there's no attractant, you can put a little bit of honey or even syrup or something really sweet in the bottom here that would bring them a little bit closer and then cause them to get stuck. So now let's talk about where to place these Raid fly sticks. And this is the most critical. If people do this properly, they love this product. If people don't, they say this thing is garbage. So let's start off. Rule 1, go high. Flies love to rest up near the top of the room, near the ceilings, on high objects, so you want to get these in the area where they're flying up high. And it's easy to do. Again, they have this little hook it up high, hook it onto anything. Again, you can use string, you can use tie wraps, anything around an object and just hang them up. Number 2 is light. Flies are naturally attracted to light. So you want to have it anywhere where there's a light source. Windows, doors, anything that the fly is going to naturally be drawn towards, you want to intercept them there. But be careful, you do not want to just shine a light on here. Trying to showcase this and shine a light isn't what they're doing. They're going towards those natural lights, so you want to intercept them there. Rule 3, you want to have it near the source and the entry points. So entry points, you're going to be generally around windows and doors that are opened and closed because that's how they're going to be getting in and out. And of course, there's light that's there. So you want to try to intercept them right away, get that close. And when we talk about source, that's generally going to mean 2 things. One, when we're talking about house flies and cluster flies, it's near those entry points. They're coming from the outside in. And the other source is if you're talking about blowflies, they're usually there because of some sort of organic material. Things like garbage, meat, food, that's what's attracting them in. Get it close. You want to catch them on that path when they're traveling in the areas that they're naturally going to be around. Number 4, get them on the path but out of the area of people. Get them up high, but get them out of the way. This stuff is extremely sticky, loves to catch hair, loves to get stuck to any other item, so you want to make sure that they are completely out of the travel path of people, but in the travel path of the flies. And number 5, easiest one is use enough of them. There's a ton of flies, they will catch a ton. Putting more out is actually better. You want to have them in all of the spots so that they can't avoid them. We see people sometimes, they'll get 2, hang them up. Oh, it's working, but not great. Put 10. Continue to add them up. If you're nailing a bunch of them, add more. You can never have enough of these fly sticks. We're going to talk about what not to do when using these fly sticks so that you get success. Number one is don't hang it where it's just dead stale air. Flies love the airflow. You want it in that travel path. If you hang it somewhere like that, they're just naturally not going to go there. You won't have success. Number two, do not use this to hang above food that you're going to be eating. We've seen people that want to have a picnic, they place them all over the place. They're going to be a pain. They can actually draw flies more in towards it if you have an attractant, and it's just a mess. This is a control tool. It's not used for that. And the most important, number three, is remove the source. These are a control tool. They're not a miracle worker. If there's a dead animal or you have rotting garbage or rotting food, those flies will breed like crazy. These will fill up instantly and they'll just continue to outbreed it. You need to remove that source and then install this for control. That's going to be how you have the best success using these sticks. So last piece talking about these fly sticks is how to use them properly, and you do need to change them out. You need to be very considerate about the environment that they're in. So most obvious, which we see, when they're full of flies and there's no room for more flies, get a new one. You can't just continuously jam flies onto them. However, I think you'll be impressed at how many flies will actually get stuck here. It's pretty wild when you see a full stick. Number two is if you're in an environment that's dusty or there's particulate in the air, that can go over top and stick to the adhesive and prevent the flies from being stuck. So in an environment like a barn or a dusty garage or somewhere outside, that might be as often as every week you need to swap these out. You can put a glove on, do a quick test. If it's tacky like that, you're good. If you can tap it right off, it's not going to catch flies. So make sure you keep swapping them out as much as you need. So remember, a dusty stick is a dead stick. So here's a pro tip. There's certain situations that you may need something a little bit stronger. So I just wanted to talk quickly about the gold stick. This is a very similar product, and it's what we use generally in commercial. And the difference is the success that you can get with these can be a lot higher because it comes with commercial grade active attractants. So you put these onto the stick and it's not just a passive, it actually will attract them. And the reason that these can work really well is the flies love the attractants that you put on these. So you still have to put them in the right areas, but they're going to go right to it. And the reason that you would use something like this is if you're in an environment like a barn, for instance, there's a lot of competing things for the flies. You may have manure, food, animal, moisture, and they're going to be wanting to go there. So if you have the passive stick, you'll catch them, but you're going to catch a lot less than if you were actually drawing them in. You need to have something that's competing with what's bringing the flies there. So if you're in an environment like that or you're noticing poor results with just the passive method, this is what you want to do. So let's do a side-by-side comparison of the Raid fly stick versus the more commercial grade gold stick. At a high level, these ones are almost exactly the same. Same adhesive, same style, same mechanism of trapping. What you can do with the gold stick is you can get really large ones if you have big environments. So that's one where you can't do that with the Raid fly sticks with the size. So the fly sticks for the Raid work excellent in homes. There's no attractant, there's no odor, there's nothing that you're drawing in. They're going to work really well to intercept when you have a bit of flies as a nuisance. If you have an environment where you're competing, like we talked about, with things like manure, garbage, things like that, that you cannot remove the source of, this is what you want to use because you can have an attractant on there that's going to draw more flies in. Another caveat of this with your home is if you put the attractant on here, you may actually be drawing flies in that would not have gone in there on their own if you're controlling the sources. That's a key piece that a lot of people miss. If you put this in with an attractant, you're going to get flies. If you have this here passively, you're going to capture flies that happen to find their way in. There's also no odor at all with the Raid fly stick. When you use the attractants on here, there's an odor. You can smell it. It's not pleasant. And if you have it in a confined area in a room, it's probably going to be off-putting. You want to be careful where you use it. So overall, two great products. They have their specific uses. We would love to hear if you have any questions or if you have any experience with using these. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and check out our other videos. We try to put helpful information out. And if there's anything that you'd like us to do, drop it in the comments. We'll make a video for you. Until next time.